In the top stories, St. Kitts Nevis represented at governance workshop in Barbados. Leadership training sessions for Ministry of Public Infrastructure staff wrap up, and CFBC hosts Authors Forum on Monday. We'll be right back with the details after this.
Use BioCare Lab Strong Ends products to supercharge your hair with deep lasting hydration from nature's most amazing moisturizers, raw moisturizing honey, and conditioning shea butter. These ingredients pull moisture from the hair to boost, strengthen, and restore the oldest and weakest parts of your hair, your ends, helping to keep them stronger. Wow, beautiful hair. Strong Ends. Dry, damaged, breaking hair and no hair growth? Strong ends? Whoa! I'm not cutting this hair for anything. Weak, thinning edges due to weaves and braids. Strong ends? Longer and free of split ends. Get supercharged from roots to end with BioCare Lab Strong Ends Honey and Shea Butter Infused Relaxer and Hair Growth Product. Available retail at CNC Superfoods on the Bay Road and wholesale at CNC Trading on the CAP Southville Industrial Park. Telephone 465-4081.
Glam out in the best names and designer frames with Quartz Optical. Buy one stylish frame and get 50% off your second pair. Sport your favorite Armani, Converse, Vogue, and many more frames for less. Get an additional 10% off and pay nothing for 30 days when you pay with Ready Finance. Book your free eye examination appointment online today on www.quartzoptical.com. Don't miss the opportunity to glam out, only at Quartz Optical. Value you can see. Offer available while stocks last. Special conditions apply.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Major Newscast. I'm Jason Davis. Minister of Environment and Cooperatives, the Honorable Eric Evelyn, and Senator Dr. Joel Clark represented St. Kitts and Nevis at a governance workshop in Barbados this weekend, hosted by the U.S. House Democracy Partnership. 20 legislators from Barbados, the Eastern Caribbean, and the United States gathered at the Hilton Barbados for the one-day workshop on a Saturday. They were joined by U.S. Ambassador Linda Tagliatella, Barbadian Ambassador Noel Lynch, and Antiguan Barbudan Ambassador Ronald Sanders. Minister Evelyn described the sessions as intense, fruitful, and informative.
The discussions were very intense and robust. And I think all of us would have left the workshop learning quite a lot. And we have been tasked, I guess, with going back to our own legislatures and see what we can do in terms of improvements.
The workshop served to share best practices in addressing issues surrounding governance. Mr. Evelyn noted that among the topics covered were electoral and campaign finance reform.
And of course, we know that this has been an issue that has been vented in St. Kitts and Nevis and throughout the region for a number of years. Of course, during the workshop, we had Congresswomen Barbara Lee and Robin Kelly, who were the main facilitators, and they would have given us an indication as to what takes place in the U.S. Congress, where some of these topics are concerned. And we, as Caribbean parliamentarians, government ministers, opposition, and so on, we would have looked at what the situation is in our respective countries.
He said the workshop gave both him and Dr. Clark the opportunity to interact with U.S. government officials on issues that governments face and discuss best possible solutions.
We would have gotten an opportunity to look at our own situation in St. Kitts and Nevis and what could be our shortcomings and how we can improve. And of course, the essence of the workshop as well, we were able to dialogue with the congresswomen from the United States Congress, and they would have taken notes, and they now will see how the U.S. Congress can assist St. Kitts and Nevis and other parliaments and legislatures in the Caribbean to strengthen their respective processes.
The workshop focused on three themes: strengthening legislative oversight and capacity, budget appropriations and access to financing, and legislative solutions to addressing electoral and campaign finance reform. The in-person meeting followed previous virtual engagements over the last 2 years. On Friday, the Ministry of Public Infrastructure, Post and Urban Development concluded a 10-week new leaders training dubbed Growing Leaders for Enhanced Performance. The workshop was held at the Ministry of Finance conference room. 17 members of the staff from the Water Services, Public Works and Postal Services departments were awarded certificates of completion. The new leaders training is the brainchild of Permanent Secretary Darrell Lloyd, who, according to a ministry official, felt that enough was not being done to allow individuals who were either new to the service or capable of advancing to leadership roles to transition effectively. He was quoted as saying more could be done to, quote, increase the ministry's ability to deal with gaps in our talent pipeline, end quote. The facilitators included Terry Morris, Eartha Carey, Veronica Boddy, Permanent Secretary Darrell Lloyd, Dorothy Warner, and out of Trinidad and Tobago, Apostle Emmanuel Vivian Duncan. According to the Minister of Public Infrastructure, the Honorable Sean Richards, the plan is for this type of workshop to be the first in a series of ongoing training sessions. In other news, as part of activities this week to commemorate UNESCO World Book and Copyright Day, the Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College will host an authors forum on Monday entitled In Celebration of Books. In a promotional video, Secretary General for the National Commission for UNESCO, Dorothy Warner, said the forum will give persons the opportunity to interact with a group of national authors.
4 authors will be featured, and they are Dr. Joycelyn Archibald Pennyfeather, Mr. Glenroy Blanchett, Miss Anna E. Ross, and Miss Jennifer Dunn. They will be in an authors round table with facilitator or moderator himself, a writer, Coach Peter Adrian.
The event will take place at CFBC beginning at 5 p.m. on Monday. It will also be streamed live on the CFBC TV channel on YouTube. UNESCO World Book and Copyright Day was observed on Saturday, April 23. Coming up, we'll have another look at some of the stories from the past week. Stay tuned.
Here are your Horsford's Value Mart IGA Value Club Blue Tax Special.
Running April 21st to
May 4th. Pearl pancake mixes, $10.99. Langer's cranberry juices, $9.99. Nabisco Oreo cookies are just $19.99. Tropicana punches, $7.99. Lactate milk, $17.99. And Tony's pizzas are $15.49. And now your very low weekly
value deals. Multi-meal cereals, $12.99. Pillsbury cake mixes, $5.99. Suave Essential shampoo and conditioner, $7.99. Pepperidge Farm cakes, $14.99. Dial soap, $9.99. Extra liquid detergent, $12.99. Shop smart, shop Value Mart. Joan in español.
Esté listo y haga sus compras aquí a
Value Mart.
Your vehicle insurance should never break your bank. With Beacon, you can get up to 35% off your fully comprehensive car insurance and still get full protection from unexpected damages with free loss of use, windscreen cover, and special perils. When it comes to your insurance, always be sure you settle for more. Call Kane Agencies at 869-465-3333 or log on to beacon.co.tt and get a quote today.
There is no better time to discover what your National Bank Visa debit or black cards can do.
Mimi, what's that song?
It can get you out of a pickle. Using my National Bank Visa card is fast, secure, and convenient.
Cashless SKN is our new lifestyle choice. National Bank, always here.
Glam out in the best names and designer frames with Quartz Optical. Buy one stylish frame and get 50% off your second pair. Sport your favorite Armani, Converse, Vogue, and many more frames for less. Get an additional 10% off and pay nothing for 30 days when you pay with Ready Finance. Book your free eye examination appointment online today on www.quartzoptical.com. Don't miss the opportunity to glam out, only at Quartz Optical. Value you can see. Offer available while stocks last. Special conditions apply.
Welcome back. The body of the late ambassador and former premier of Nevis, His Excellency Vance Amory, arrived in St. Kitts and Nevis on Wednesday, welcomed by members of the security forces and government officials. More in this report.
The body of His Excellency Ambassador Vance Amory arrived at the Robert L. Bradshaw International Airport from the United Kingdom on Wednesday to a military reception. Draped in the national flag of St. Kitts and Nevis, the casket arrived on board British Airways and was welcomed by government officials, including Premier of Nevis, Honorable Mark Brantley, Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris, and the Deputy Prime Minister, Honorable Sean Richards. The body was received by the military and transferred to the Jenkins Funeral Home hearse. From the airport, the procession made its way along Wellington Road onto Keon Street to the funeral home for the body to be prepared for viewing later this week. The body of the late Ambassador Vance Amory will lie in state here at government headquarters for the next few days. Viewing for the general public will take place on Thursday from 9:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. and on Friday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. After Friday's viewing, the body will be taken to Nevis, where it will also lie in state. The body of the late Vance Amory will lie in state here at government headquarters for the next few days.
During the 2 days of viewing, dignitaries and the general public paid their respects to the late Ambassador Vance Amory before the casket was moved to Nevis. Here's more.
Covered in the national flag, the casket is located on the second floor. On Thursday 9 to 9:30 a.m. was reserved as a time of viewing dedicated to cabinet members, other parliamentarians, and various dignitaries. Among the first to view the body and pay their respects on Thursday morning was national hero and former Prime Minister Sir Kennedy Simmons. A book of condolence was also placed nearby for persons to express their sympathies to the family. After 2 days of lying in state, officers of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force and the St. Kitts Nevis Defence Force removed the casket from its display location and carried it downstairs to the awaiting hearse. The hearse then transported the casket to the marina at Port Zante, where it was placed onto a boat to be taken to Nevis. Upon arrival in Charlestown, the casket was met by members of the Nevis Island Assembly, including Premier Honorable Mark Brantley and other sitting ministers. In Nevis, the body will lie in state during the course of next week, ahead of the state funeral, which is scheduled for Saturday, April 30th. The late Ambassador Vance Amory passed away on April 2nd.
Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris has assured that the country remains stable as efforts are made to maintain peace and tranquility in the Federation. The Prime Minister addressed the nation on Thursday, informing that he has responded to issues raised by partners within the Team Unity coalition.
I wish to assure you, as your Prime Minister, that the country remains stable and every effort will be made to maintain the peace and tranquility of our beloved Federation. I have taken steps as Prime Minister to answer the several issues raised by my partners in the Team Unity coalition. I have responded to those issues in writing. I intend to respect the period of mourning.
As the Prime Minister repeated the specifics of the period of mourning due to the death of Ambassador Vance Amory, he called on all political actors and parties to exercise restraint and demonstrate good judgment and respect during this period. Meanwhile, leader of the People's Action Movement, the Honorable Sean Richards, issued a statement on Thursday afternoon in reference to the Prime Minister's response to the concerns of PAM and the Concerned Citizens Movement. In the statement, Mr. Richards said that both PAM and the CCM have raised issues concerning the Team Unity coalition with Prime Minister Harris, but they have had no satisfactory response. He said all of the attempts at resolution have failed, and he went on to accuse the Prime Minister of working against his Team Unity partners.
One man who has presided over a systematic campaign of undermining his own ministers of government and undermining the operations of the ministries overseen by the cabinet members who happen to represent the CCM and PAM.
He also accused the Prime Minister, who leads the People's Labour Party, of plotting to run against PAM and CCM candidates, as well as withholding benefits for certain constituents.
In recent years, Dr. Harris has sought to gain a foothold for his own party in constituencies represented by CCM and PAM, while also withholding social benefits that were needed for our constituents, even though those benefits were generated from government resources.
He said the latest developments have forced many of the elected ministers to take action.
I repeat, we have tried, but as I have said before, every time we tried by offering an open hand of partnership, Dr. Harris extended a closed fist of deception, delay, and mistrust. Therefore, we have been left with no alternative but to take decisive action. Given that he has refused to resolve, he left us with no alternative but to dissolve. We have acted in the interest of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. Therefore, today, 21st April 2022, 6 of 9 government MPs have decided to act to preserve the gains of the last 6 years and to build on this foundation we have laid.
He said the 6 MPs also informed the Governor-General they repose their full trust and confidence in the Honourable Sean Richards to serve as Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis. Jason Davis for ZIZ News. After the break, Trinidad and Tobago launches Vaccination Week, and Ukraine calls for an Easter